I researched a handful of programs around the Bay Area, this was the one that for me was the best fit because it incorporated the technical skills with the real world.
And I knew I wanted to get all of these certificates, which I gained 7 of them. So to do that in a 3-year time frame, I did pretty well.
Internships matter. For me, the internship I had last summer led directly to a full-time position after I got out of school.
And I'm so happy, and I'm working for myself, and I'm very fulfilled.
When did you begin taking classes at SRJC?
Let's see, I started full-time, 2004. I was taking classes part-time while I was still in high school. I don't even remember how much longer before that.
What did you study while you were at the JC?
I took the computer science sequence, Sys 10A, 10B, Sys 11. I also took an awful lot of GE here. I took most of my GE here before I transferred to Cal Poly.
What was it like at Cal Poly?
It's a nice place. The faculty there is wonderful. The classes are definitely a notch harder than you see at the JC, so if you can get A's at the JC while you still can, that's worth doing. It's definitely a much bigger computer science program there, so there's a lot more available there, but at the same time, for its size, what's here at SRJC is pretty nice.
What did you study at Cal Poly?
I majored in software engineering. It's subtly different from computer science, a little less emphasis on the heavy theory and a little more emphasis on making it work in the context of a larger business. More classes on this is how you talk to a customer, this is how to function within a business.
While you were at the JC and Cal Poly, what classes or projects best prepared you for a career in the field?
My highlight at the SRJC was actually an independent study class I did the last summer I was here. I tweaked an open source computer algebra system. It still has a long ways to go, but the ultimate vision would be that it would be something like Maple or Mathematica that runs inside a web browser that a student can do homework from home with instead of coming on lab to use Maple. At Cal Poly, there were some nice classes. The software engineering capstone sequence is the first one that comes to mind as standing out. This is a full year-long sequence that they put the students together into teams and have us work on a project given to us by an actual customer from off campus. Ours was for Intuit, building a web-based application actually. So that was some nice hands-on experience. I get to learn some things that you do not want to do. Learn some lessons the hard way.
How well did your 2 years at the JC prepare you for the coursework at San Luis?
In terms of the material I learned, I was very well prepared. It was actually kind of nice, at least when I took it, the Sys 10A, 10B, and Sys 11 sequence was taught in C++. The people at Cal Poly had some experience with just straight C and a lot of experience with Java, and that made me one of the few people that was familiar with some of the edge cases in C++ when in some of the tech electives they just said, okay, we're going to throw C++ at you, have fun. The GE content was also nice. Preparing for an engineering course, an engineering major, I took a lot of math classes here at SRJC. Those were wonderful classes. I learned a lot.
What are your plans now that you've graduated?
I've accepted a job offer from Cisco Systems. I will be a software engineer at Cisco. I start work a week from next Monday and I'll be down in San Jose going through their orientation sequence.
Do you have any advice for a student who is considering enrolling at SRJC?
SRJC is above what is normal for a community college. The faculty here is wonderful. The facilities are great. So if you're thinking about enrolling in a community college, definitely look at SRJC. I'd also say I've known some people that started at Cal Poly, then failed out, and then went to a community college. That's the wrong order to do it in. If you're going to go to a community college, do it first. Get your GE out of the way there, and then move on to a four-year institution.
Would you recommend Cal Poly to an engineering student?
Yes, they have a wonderful engineering program. The faculty there is fantastic.
Do you have any general advice for translating a college degree into a career?
Experience is very different depending on what major you're in, especially once you're in a four-year institution finishing things up. What I can say as software engineer, and I think this applies to engineering in general, internships matter. For me, the internship I had last summer led directly to a full-time position after I got out of school. At the SRJC, there's not a whole lot of opportunities to get internships in engineering. There's a lot of opportunities if you're a web designer, and the web development program here is fantastic. But as soon as you get to a four-year institution, find out when and where their career fairs are, if they have them, and start chasing down internship opportunities, because even if the internship you get doesn't lead directly to a job, that's something that employers look for on a resume, is internships in the field.